Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Nam mô Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Nam mô Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Respectfully pay homage to the Buddha, the one, the Holy One, the Exalted One, the fully awakened and enlightened one. Buddha Namo Buddhaya. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. For the first time we go to the Buddha for the refuge. For refuge, we go to the Buddha for the second time and the last time. Dhamma Namo Dhammaya. Dhammang Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranam Gacchami. For refuge, we go to the Buddha for the first time, the second time, and the third time. Namo Sanghaya. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. For refuge, we go to the Buddha for the first time, the second time, and the last time. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sanghaya. Dear Dhamma sister and brother, today is January 13, 2022. We are at Pháp Nhang Temple on a Zoom of Buddhist study. First of all, we would like to pay homage to the Buddha, the wonderful Dhamma of the Buddha and the harmonious Sangha. Today we keep studying and learning and discussing the Dhamma on the book Stepping into Freedom, Part 4. We just finished study today, 2 times. Today the third time in the Part 4. The title of Part 4, Encouraging Words by Guishan Master. Hôm nay chúng ta học tiếp cái phần Quy Sơn Cảnh Sách do Tổ Quy Sơn hướng dẫn, và chúng ta sẽ học phần thứ 4 mà chúng ta học hôm nay là phần lần thứ 3 rồi. Bây giờ mời đại chúng ta bắt đầu. Now we would like to invite Dhamma brother and sister to listen to the sound of bell one time, and then we would like to invite Dhamma brother Hilak to recite the daily chanting number 5 for the Sangha. Now we start now.
Namo Bansu Tikka Mauni Fat. Namo Bansu Tikka Mauni Fat. Namo Bansu Tikka Mauni Fat. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Buddhassa. Respectfully pay homage to the Buddha, the world-honored one, the worthy one, the exalted one, the fully awakened and enlightened one. Praising the Buddha, as wonderful as the lotus flower, as bright as the northern star, let us come back and take refuge in the teacher of gods and human beings. Taking refuge in oneself, the Buddha has taught, O disciples, in the great ocean of birth, death, and samsara, be yourself swimming to the shore of liberation. Be yourself lighting the torch to go. Be yourself taking refuge in yourself. Be yourself taking refuge in your own island. Be yourself making the island for your own refuge. Be yourself taking refuge in your own stable cultivation. Do not take refuge in anyone or anything else. Use the Dharma as the lamp to illuminate yourself. Use the Dharma as the island for yourself. Use the Dharma as the best refuge for yourself. Use the Dharma to practice and benefit yourself and other people right in the present life. Therefore, you are determined to take refuge in the right Dharma, not to take refuge in the wrong Dharma or anything else. To take refuge in the right Dharma means to take refuge in cultivation of your own virtue, meditation, wisdom, deliverance, and deliverance with right understanding. Not to take refuge in the wrong Dharma means not to take refuge in Brahma, gods, devils, monsters, heresies, wrong Dharma, or wrong teachings, wrong teachers, bad people, and bad environment. In Digha Nikaya Maparinibbana, Sutta number 16, before entering Nibbana. Is that Nirvana?
Nibbana, yes.
Nibbana, the Buddha has advised his disciples, O disciples, everything is impermanent and changing. Make great effort to cultivate and practice Buddha Dharma more and more to bring joy and happiness for yourselves and for other people here and right now in the present life. These are my essential, practical, and key teachings for you all. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in the daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like the strong lions, we do not fear any sound and noise in life. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in the daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like the winds blowing, we are not afraid to get stuck in the net. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in the daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like fresh lotuses growing out of the mud and muddy water, but they are not polluted by the mud and the muddy water. In a similar way, we live in the world, but we are not polluted by the world. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like the firmest islands of ourselves, we are not afraid of all the obstacles and storms of life. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in the daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like the mighty rhinos, we take the stablest and strongest steps forward in life. As well-trained people skillfully learning, understanding, applying, and practicing the Buddha Dharma in the daily life flexibly, regularly, and properly, like the birds with two wings soaring high in the sky to enjoy the vast space, we can live a life of freedom, lightness, serenity, and nobility. When being aware of clearly understanding and practicing so, we are the most peaceful and happiest people in the world. From applying and practicing the Buddha Dharma into the daily life maturely and fluently, we have the ability to contribute to bringing the fruits and flowers of peace and happiness to many right here, right now, in the present life. Namo the original Sakyamuni Buddhaya. Namo the original master Sakyamuni Buddhaya. Namo the original master Sakyamuni Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya.
Yes, thank you, Brother Hilak, for your chanting the daily number 5 for the Sangha. Right now we start start to learn the encouraging words by Guishan master. Right now we start. Yes, now we start now. Hy Lạp brother just chanting about Nibbana and Nirvana. This Nibbana, this Bali language, Bali, and Nirvana, this Sanskrit. Sanskrit means the southern Indian, ancient Indian language. Pali means northern. Sanskrit is the northern ancient language, and Pali in coming from southern ancient Indian language. Other time we can call Sanskrit, Pali Sanskrit and Sanskrit. Now we study now. Today we Bhag 4, you see, Bhag 4. Stepping into freedom. Bhag 4 means the encouraging words by Guishan, by Zen Master Guishan. In Vietnamese, Guishan Cảnh Sách. Thì hôm nay chúng ta học cái phần thứ tư của cái cuốn sách là Bước tới Thảnh Thơi. Phần Guishan Cảnh Sách là những cái lời sách tấn của tổ Guishan Cảnh Sách. The Buddha gave the earth precepts and mindful manner to help earth dissipate darkness and realize enlightenment. These practices are as pure as snow. Stop doing what causes harm and overcome your confusion. Đức Phật in Vietnamese, Đức Phật đã cho chúng ta hay là đã giảng dạy cho chúng ta đó về cái giới hay là đạo đức, precepts virtues, và những cái oai nghi chánh niệm để giúp chúng ta xua tan cái bóng tối hay là cái ngu dốt, xua tan cái bóng tối và nhận diện ra cái giác ngộ, hay mình nói là nhận diện ra cái sự hiểu biết cũng được. Và những cái sự thực tập này đó, nó đây là so sánh bằng, nó trong sạch như là băng tuyết. This is so sánh bằng nha quý vị ha. Rồi hãy dừng lại, hay là thôi đừng có làm những gì mà nó có cái tính cách mà gây hãm hại cho số đông hay là cho người khác vân vân, hay là nhiếp phục, và nó có hãy dừng lại những gì á nó gây hãm hại cho mình, cho người, và nhiếp phục cái sự rối loạn hay là sự lẫn lộn hay là cái ngu muội của chúng ta, đại khái như vậy. Now a little bit in Vietnamese. Đức Phật, trong cái đoạn kinh văn này Đức Phật dạy cho chúng ta là cái căn bản á, là cái đạo đức hay là cái giới, cái chánh niệm hàng ngày, và những cái lời dạy nó căn bản, nó có thể giúp chúng ta xóa tan những cái ngu dốt, những cái ngu muội và nhận diện cái chân lý, nghĩa là gì đó. Và những cái lời thực tập này á, nó trong sạch, nó rất là trong sạch như là băng tuyết, là ý nói là nó tinh khiết, nó có thể thanh lọc những cái phiền não và dừng những cái gì mà hãm hại cho mình, cho người khác. Thì những cái lời dạy đó nó có thể nhiếp phục, nó chuyển hóa những cái đen tối hay cái ngu muội chúng ta. Đó là tiếng Việt, có nghĩa là gì đó. In English, dear Dharma sister brother, in this paragraph, the Buddha, the Guishan, Zen Master Guishan mentioned about the Buddha gave the precept. Precept, we can say moral teaching, virtuous teaching. Precept and mindful manner. Precept and mindful manner is the base. This is the basis of fundamental for us to remove to remove or to dissipate the darkness. Darkness in this case are delusion. Darkness in this case, this symbolize represent the development of greed, anger, delusion. That's why here the precept and mindful manner is the basic teaching. When we are newcomer, when we are novice, beginner, newcomer in the Dharma, and we learn this. Don't learn higher level, basic teaching. Don't learn very higher level all the time. Maybe the level beyond our knowledge all the time is trouble for us. That's why we are baby, right? We are baby, and we should practice walking step by step. And in the Dharma also, we are novice, and we are the beginner. That's why the precept we should practice. One precept, 5 precepts for the lay devotee, and another time we learn step by step. And if we are novice monk or novice monk or 10 mindfulness practice, all the time we should learn and especially in this teaching, mindful manners for the beginner, for a novice, for a practitioner, newcomer in the Dharma should practice fluently. And then new future it means we will build a strong, stable foundation. When we have the foundation strong foundation, and then near future we will build second foundation, second floor, third floor, up, higher. It's very good. But if we are foundation is not strong, not easy for us to build the first floor, second floor. If we build the first floor, second floor, easy to fall down. That's why we learn the basic teaching when we are baby, when we are beginner. So here, this teaching emphasizes precept. We can say precept, meditation, and wisdom. Here, one more, mindful manner. That's why when we learn here, this teaching will help us to reveal or to dissipate darkness, dissipate delusion, hatred, greed, anger, etc. That's why we learn here, and we know, and we hold, we study, or we hold this teaching very strongly, very stably, and then in the near future for us to jump next step, second step, very good. If we are maybe in the Dharma, but we want to learn a big sutta, a big the highest level, sometimes this beyond our mind, our time we cannot follow the Buddha teaching step by step. You learn here and near future. I hope right now, Brother Pháp learn step by step. Near future, and somebody newcomer like Brother Hila come all the time. Easy for you all to guide next person who have come become the beginner. All the time you have duty. Now I know the way. I know the key. For the key teaching for me to study step by step. Near future, those who become a novice monk or none, all the time you have duty to guide them step by step, and very easy. But if you don't know which step, follow first. Study first, and near future they study, and all the time not easy for you. They don't have a concept of learning step by step. All the time not easy for you to guide next person, next generation. That's why I study here. Basic, simple but very strong. And then around 1 year we spend a lot of time learning and discussing about this teaching. This book stepping into freedom in English. In Vietnamese, but in my time around 35 years ago, 30 years ago, Other time study Chinese and Vietnamese, and not easy to understand. But right now with English, with Dhamma English, other time study the Buddha teaching with you, and we are very lucky and happy to learn together. Okay, now here and here when we learn and we hold the Buddha teaching very strongly, and other time it's very easy for us to remove ignorant delusion step by step. Other time our knowledge, Dhamma knowledge, become increasing. You see, develop more and more. That's why very easy for us here. It's very easy for us to realize enlightenment, mean to realize, to understand the Buddha teaching, to hold the Buddha teaching very strongly, stably. It's very good for us. That's why we learn here and we know. And here you see this example very clear. These practices, mean this teaching. You see, as pure as snow. Why this sentence mentioned about it? Because you see, because in this sentence, when we understand, we study and understand this deeply and strongly all the time. Next step for us to study very easy like that. As pure as snow, because this teaching can purify our unclean mind. You see, and we study here, and another time very good for us. That's why this teaching, these practices are as pure as snow. So you see, snow. Why the Guishan master mentioned about snow? Snow in this case, we study the Dhamma of the Buddha, and our mind can be purified very easy. Can be clean, can be purified by ignorance, by the Buddha teaching. We can purify ignorant, delusion, darkness, something like that. All the time, very good for us. If we don't study, and we study the Buddha teaching, but we don't practice precept, we don't practice mindful manner, and sometimes daily we live together in a temple or somewhere else, all the time fighting by talking, fighting by moving by body. By talking, by moving, by discussion is not good. That's why when we learn the precept, we practice the precept fluently all the time. This teaching can help us, can make us become good practitioner. And then we understand, and now very good for us to study together. And today we welcome one brother and sister. Maybe we don't know. They nên con xin dự thính mình I am listener. Okay, welcome. Okay, we keep study now. So stop doing what causes harm and overcome our confusion. You see. If we are good practitioner, so if we are well trained people, if we are well educated people, or we can say if we are well trained disciple of the Buddha, we stop. You see, we stop doing something harmful for ourselves, for other people. Very good. If we are not. We say sometimes we say, I am student of Buddha, I am the disciple of the Buddha, but sometimes we don't learn the Buddha teaching, we don't understand the Buddha teaching, we don't practice the Buddha teaching, and we don't practice the precept. All the time we do something wrong, we never know. Here, we are well-trained disciple of the Buddha. We do something wrong and we know, oh, now I do something wrong. I know, I recognize myself. But right now I'm well-trained disciple of the Buddha. Like Brother Hicklak just chanting, reciting the daily chanting number 5 as well-trained people. I'm skillfully learning, practicing and applying the Buddha teaching blessedly, fluently and smoothly, and like mighty rhinos. You see, and we take stabilist step forward in life. We don't fear anyone and anything. You see, and that time when we are good student, we are well-trained student of the Buddha. At that time, please stop, please do something wholesome for ourselves and for other people. That's very good. But in this teaching, the Master Guishan like say, now please, if you do something wrong, please stop doing something harmful for yourself and for others. If you understand and learn the Dhamma very fluently, and you can recognize your confusion. Very good. And we learn here and we know something we understand and we know. We're very happy for it. Okay, now next, develop your beginner mind. It's very important. We learn here. Develop your beginner mind and practice deeply the precept and mindful manner. Deeply, you see, deeply the precept and mindful manner. Otherwise, how do you expect to understand the teaching of the highest vehicle? You see, you remember question mark in Vietnamese. Và trong cái đoạn kinh văn này á, Tổ Quy Sơn có dạy cho chúng ta nói là hãy phát triển cái tâm ban đầu. Cái tâm của cái người mới học á, gọi là tâm ban đầu. Mình học tiếng Việt mình đã biết rõ rồi. Tâm ban đầu rất là quan trọng, mình sẽ biết. Và hãy thực tập, hãy hành trì và thực tập á, sâu sắc về những cái giới pháp của Đức Phật, hay là mình nói là những cái giới hay là những cái đạo đức và những cái oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày. Và ngược lại, nếu không thì làm sao mà chúng ta có thể mong đợi hiểu được những cái giáo lý cao cấp hay là những cái giáo lý thượng thừa là cao nhất á, những cái lời dạy cao nhất. Cái đây á, Tổ có nhấn mạnh á, những cái oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày, những cái tâm ban đầu mà mình không thực tập cho nó nhuần nhuyễn rồi, mà nằm mơ mà mình học được mà mình bỏ thời gian học những cái giáo lý, những cái lời dạy thượng thừa chi. Cho nên ở đây nhấn mạnh rất là quan trọng cho chúng ta học và chúng ta hiểu. It's very important, you see. Tâm ban đầu in Vietnamese, very good. Why we say tâm ban đầu? Tâm ban đầu means in English we learn here. Please develop our beginner mind. You see, beginner mind, our mind is very important. You see, why this teaching emphasize that? Because you see, when we are young in the Dhamma, we have a lot of wish, desire to learn the Buddha teaching, to become a novice now, to become the Dhamma practitioner now. But when we become a monk or a nun or the student of Buddha or the student of our master, our time we sleep a lot. We lazy, we sleep a lot. We don't spend a lot of time learning the Dhamma of the Buddha. We lazy. Winter come. Winter weather. The winter come all the time. For me, it's so cold. I'm sorry, I'm sleep more. Sometimes we don't practice exercise, morning exercise, evening exercise. Sometimes physical body become trouble. That's why you see, when we are newcomer in the Dhamma, we would love to become a student of Buddha. But when we say here, we become a student of Buddha, all the time we are lazy. we don't spend a lot of time learning the Dharma of the Buddha, learning but don't practice, all the time trouble. So in this teaching in Vietnamese, tâm ban đầu, in this Master Thích Nhất Hạnh translate, please develop our beginner mind. Tâm ban đầu, we can say the mind of the beginning in the Dhamma. Very important for us. Why mention we are young. Sometimes we want to become a student of Buddha. One. I hope I want. But when we already become a student of Buddha, oh, now you are monastic people. I also monastic people. You are a student of the Buddha. I also a student of Buddha. But sometimes you are good, I'm lazy. Sometimes somebody, some donors, giver, go to the temple, donate something to the temple. But we are lazy. So simple. We are lazy. We don't because we don't learn the Buddha teaching and we don't have the Dhamma knowledge. How can we say the Dhamma to them? But sometimes they come, they donate something. We don't spend a lot of time sharing the Dhamma to them. Trouble for us. You see, that's why material, money, something else is we can say money given, or we can say material given, but not better than, not important than Dhamma given. Dhamma given, or we can say Dhamma dana in Pali or Sanskrit language. Dana means given. Dhamma given is more important than material given. That's why when we learn the Dhamma, we practice the Dhamma when donor, giver, go to the temple, donate something to the temple, the Dhamma brother and sister. All the time we have the Dhamma knowledge to say them, to say the Dhamma to them. All the time, like we give this, they give this for us, we give another for them. All the time, very good. But if we become a student of the Buddha already, but sometimes we sleep a lot, we lazy more and more. I'm not good for student of the Buddha. That's why here this teaching emphasize now. Please don't forget our beginner mind, the mind of the beginning. It's very important. And now, for example, I give you an example. This year, you see, this year we strong learning the Dhamma. Maybe for example, 100 hours. You see, but next year only 80 hours, and the third year 50 hours, and the fourth year, the year of number 4, all the time only 20 hours all the time. Let's So in this teaching, emphasize now beginning, middle, and the end the same way. You see, all the time. I remember few 10 years ago, like Brother Hila, 10 years ago, Thầy Sĩ and I, very strong brother in the brotherhood in the Dhamma. Right now, after 10 years, same way. Oh, so I practice beginning the by of the beginning, and we hold it the same way. And like Brother Pháp Thanh, 1 year ago, more than 1 year ago, maybe we don't know, but after 1 year until now, oh, the same way. Always join the Zoom, always practice the Dhamma same way. Very good. So please remember, when we student of the Buddha, please remember to practice developing the mind of the beginning. I will say, can say develop our beginner mind. Very good. Như vậy cái tâm ban đầu rất là quan trọng quý vị. Cái đó một cái đề tài rất là lớn để mà chúng ta chia sẻ Phật pháp bằng tiếng Việt thì rất là hay. So here you see, practice deeply the precept and mindful manner. Otherwise, if we don't practice well, we don't learn and practice the precept and mindfulness manner, and we will lose our fundamental teaching. You see here. Otherwise, how do you expect to understand the teaching of highest vehicle? You see, it's mean. We are baby in the Dhamma. See, we are young in the Dhamma. Now, first time for us to practice. If we are baby, first time practice walking, climbing the rock, walking step by step first. Baby, but we want to. If we are baby, we want to become player to play football. Not good. Last why we are young in the Dhamma. Some precept we don't learn, don't practice. 5 precepts, 10 mindful of practice for us to practice daily, and we don't learn. But sometimes we learn, we don't practice, and not good for us. So in this teaching, please practice deeply, understand deeply, and learn deeply the precept and mindful manage daily. When we learn this on, we hold it, we learn and practice thoroughly, and then very good for us. If the basics, the foundation, we don't hold it, we don't learn it, we don't understand it, but we study the teaching of highest vehicle, highest method. Sometimes trouble. Like a few months ago, Brother Hilak mentioned about, now sometimes I study another book, but the book will be beyond our mind. How can I study? Now please show me. Other time, we are baby now, study the baby teaching. Yes, it's very correct. If we are baby, if we are young Dhamma, if we are beginner, but we study for example, Saddhamma Pundarika Sutta, the Lotus Sutta, we study the another sutta, but including the highest teaching of the Buddha, higher education. Other time we study like this. Other time not good for the beginner who study the Buddha teaching. That's why we learn and we know which step for us to study first. That's why sometimes I mention about Brother Pháp Thanh. We are baby in the Dhamma. Our time slowly we study the symbol, but very strong for us. Near future, because we have a long time, we study, and near future, our time you have basis, you have the fundamental teaching to guide someone else who are younger than you, who are younger than you. Other time you have duty to guide, to study, to show them step by step. Very good for us. Như vậy cái tâm ban đầu ở trong tiếng Việt rất là dài, mà một cái đề tài này lớn, chúng ta có thể học sâu, mà ở đây thầy nói tổng quát thôi. If you don't change your ways, how will your mind settle on itself? Ask your elders for guidance, or you may think your restful practice is excellent. Stop missing the chance to be with brother and sister more experienced in the practice. Now in Vietnamese thì nếu mà chúng ta không có đổi cái cách đó, cái cách học của mình, cái cách đây quý vị có thể hiểu là những cái giới thực tập hàng ngày mà mình đã thọ lãnh đó, hay là những cái oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày đó, là cái nếu mà không có thay đổi cái cách học, cách tu của mình á, thì làm sao mà chúng ta ổn định về cái phương pháp đó. Nghĩa là gì đó, cái tâm của chúng ta làm sao mà ổn định được. Mình phải hỏi họ, mình phải thỉnh cầu những cái bậc trưởng lão, elder là bậc trưởng lão để hướng dẫn cho chúng ta. Nếu không nếu mà mình nghĩ chỉ do này mà mình có thể dịch là hour nha quý vị. Mình nghĩ cái phương pháp thực tập mà ghê tởm là tuyệt vời. Tức là ý nói câu này nghĩa là gì, là nếu mà mình nghĩ rằng cái phương pháp của mình mà thực tập như vậy đó là ghê tởm, hay là những cái phương pháp mà thực tập là tuyệt vời, là coi chừng nó trở ngại cho chúng ta. Tại vì những cái căn bản mà mình không nắm, mình nắm cái phương pháp mà học cái level nó cao hơn thì mình sẽ trở ngại. Và cái đoạn này có nói thì hãy dừng lại, hay là hãy thôi, hãy dừng lại, hay là đừng có đánh mất, đừng có bỏ dở cái cơ hội, cơ hội với pháp lữ của chúng ta, hay là những sư chị sư anh trong tiếng Việt đó, mà nhiều cái kinh nghiệm trong cái thực tập. Hãy dừng lại hãy dừng bỏ thôi, đừng có bỏ lỡ cơ hội với cái người pháp lữ của mình trong nhiều kinh nghiệm trong cái thực tập đó. Thì như vậy chúng ta thấy cái đoạn này tổ cũng nhấn mạnh là chúng ta phải học cái phương pháp căn bản, và nhờ như vậy mới ổn định cái việc thực tập của chúng ta. Và nếu mà không biết thì hỏi các bậc trưởng thượng, và đừng có học những cái phương pháp cao hơn thì chúng ta sẽ gặp rắc rối đó. Thì cái nghĩa trong cái đoạn văn này là gì? Now, dear Dhamma sister brother in this, if you don't change your way, mean that if we don't learn, we don't practice the precept and mindful manner, we are young, we are newcomer, we are a beginner, but we study because no good teacher, no good instructor who have duty to guide us step by step. Any book we learn, because right now in the modern time we have internet, we have laptop, we have many websites, different websites. All the time we study, this, that, we don't know which is basis, which is fundamental. More than 1 year ago, Brother Pháp Thanh say, I am right now, I am the vegan. I learned the Dhamma of the Buddha good, very well. Then sometimes some brother and sister ask, which book you study and which teaching you study first. Pháp Thanh say, now very good for me. Now have internet, have Google, have website, and sometimes I did learn this, sometimes I learn that, learn many things I want to learn. But this okay, but not step by step. You see, if we are follow level by level, you see, and then it's very good for us to follow. If we study many things by days, by week, and by months, we study different, but we don't know which one study first. We don't know which one study first, and other time maybe we misunderstand it. You see, that's why here and mention about now please practice and learn the precept and mindful manner in your life, in the daily life. Other time you understand all, and then it's very good for you to study next time. In this teaching mention about it. If we the basics we don't learn, and then we want to study higher level or higher education in Buddhist study, sometimes not good for it. In this teaching mentioned about this. Here, please, something we don't know, please ask our elder for guidance. It's very good. On the way, on the rough route, on the way for us to follow the Buddha teaching, to learn the Buddha teaching, but we have Dhamma practitioner, we have Dhamma brother and sister. Sometimes we don't know, and please show me, please help me. And somebody who are elder than us in the Dhamma, and they volunteer to help us. Very good. But if we don't ask with teaching for us to study step by step, sometimes we don't ask. Other time they don't know what problem from us. If we have something not clear, ask Dhamma friend, Dhamma brother, master, something else. Another time they will volunteer to help us to show us step by step. If we don't ask, and they don't know how they don't know how they show you. For example, if I'm hungry, I ask you, brother, we go somewhere with my brother and sister. Now I'm hungry. Do you have money? Do you have something to eat? Brother Hisa, Pháp sister Hạnh Minh, and somebody else. Oh, I have banana. I have apple. Other time, if we ask and brother sister know what we need, you see. If we don't ask, they don't know. Okay, they don't know. They think, oh, you are hungry or not, I don't care. But we need something now. This teaching, this precept, this virtuous moral discipline rule, I don't know. Please show me. They volunteer to help you, help us. That's why we on the way we have Dhamma practitioner, Dhamma brother and sister who will support and protect us step by step. Very good. Please stop wasting your time hanging out, eating and speaking idly. How are you as on better than those lost in ordinary life? When you eat, you bend your spoon against your palm. You see, bend. This we will explain. And when you finish, you see, when you finish eating, you lift the horn before order have finished. This, if we are lay people, we never know it. You see, but if we are lay people, something we do is very simple, very easily, very regularly. Như vậy chúng ta in Vietnamese. Tổ dặn trong cái đoạn kinh văn này dạy như thế này: hãy dừng lại lãng phí cái thời gian của chúng ta, tức là đừng có lãng phí cái thời gian vô ích hay là lơ đễnh mà khi ăn nè, và nói những chuyện vô ích, chuyện không có ý nghĩa, chuyện không có hữu ích, và làm sao mà chúng ta tốt hơn những người mà đã trong cái đời sống này. Ý câu này tổ dặn là chúng ta là người tu rồi, mà chúng ta mà ăn mà lãng phí thời gian mà ăn nói và ăn một cách vô ích, không có ý nghĩa, thì chúng ta không khác gì cái người đời. Cái câu này có nghĩa là gì đó quý vị nha. How are you as or better than those lost in ordinary life? Thì chúng ta không khác như người đời. Khi chúng ta ăn xong nè, khi chúng ta ăn nè, chúng ta còn du này đáng lẽ thầy dịch là bạn hay là các bạn, nhưng mà mình có thể dịch là quy, là trong đó có thầy nữa. Là chúng ta là còn khua chén bát, chữ bend là khua, again là chén tô bát vân vân, khua cái muỗng của mình vào chén bát. Khi chúng ta dùng xong mà chúng ta rời cái hội trường trước khi mà chúng ta ăn, trước những người khác mà dùng xong. Có nghĩa câu này có nghĩa là gì? Mình ăn trong khi ăn là mình không có học oai nghi chánh niệm mình khua chén bát rồi mình ăn xong rồi mình đứng dậy trước đại chúng. Cái câu có nghĩa là gì? Quý vị trong này, trong cái luật Sa Di dạy rất là rõ, mà trong này tổ Quy Sơn dạy chúng ta rất là rõ bằng tiếng Mỹ. Hôm nay chúng ta có duyên lành, chúng ta học Phật pháp bằng tiếng Mỹ. Now here you see, First, this sentence. Stop wasting your time hanging out, eating and speaking idly. You see, if we are lay people, this is normal. Sometimes we do this regularly. But right now, we are Dhamma practitioner, Dhamma brother and sister. You see, now please stop wasting our time hanging out, eating and speaking idly. Means speaking something uselessly, meaninglessly. Meaningless, right? Another time double. Right now, if we say, sometimes we say, oh, I am student of the Buddha, but sometimes I say something useless, meaningless, double. Another people, maybe if we are, I give a very clear example. At home, we have mother, father, we have wife, we have husband, we have children, for example. If sometimes we ourselves thinking about us, I am student of Buddha, I am a disciple, I am Dhamma practitioner, but sometimes we only say but don't practice. Do something wrong, think about something wrong, say something wrong, say something harmful for ourselves and other people. And people, loved ones, you see, the people who around us think, oh, you only talking. Practicing zero. Not good. So in this teaching, the Guishan master mentioned about, please stop wasting our time. You see, stop talking. Please stop talking, eating, doing something wrong. If we understand a lot of the time, we say, talk and do something meaningful, useful, and helpful, and people who around us are very happy. You say and you practice the same way. I support you. Now you come to Pháp Nhãn Temple, something free for you. We go some way, and people listen, look deeply at our activity. They like, they're very happy. Okay, now I know you. You say, you do, and you work good. Now maybe you are student of the Buddha. The Buddha say, the Buddha who is Tathagata. Tathagata means doing, talking, and thinking same way. Now you are younger Tathagata. That's why the master Guishan mentioned about, if we think we are good student, now doing, thinking, and talking same way, practicing the same way, we are very good. We are very good. Now, if we do this, we do like that, we do so, and people around us support us 100%, and we are happy. They're happy too. They're happy too. Okay, now this next sentence. How are you? Or better than those lost in ordinary life. This sentence mention about we are now. Sometimes we think about ourselves. We are student of the Buddha, but if we do something wrong, we eat like this. We are not different lay people. We are not different from lay people. That's why lay people sometimes they don't learn the Buddha teaching. They don't practice the Buddha teaching. They will lost. They will have ordinary lives. It's normal. But we are students of Buddha who we are good trained people. That's why learning and practice same way. Every time people help us, we can different way. We can say mindful way, and they will support us. And when we study and we know, and when we eat here, the third sentence, very good. When we eat, we bend our spoon against the bowl, our bowl, and when we finish, we let the horn before all the have finished. This means, you see, for example, this bowl, when now we learn, we are Dhamma practitioner, we learn and we know. But if we don't learn, we are lay people, and sometimes, for example, this the bowl here and a spoon here, and we don't. Sometimes we sing a song, here and now, not good. we bend the spoon against the bowl. It's not good, not practitioner. Like people can do it, but we are a good practitioner. We never do it. Now please practice mindful manner. You see, and when we understand that other time, they will support us. They are very happy, and they look deeply at our activity. They like, they're happy. You are now. I know your activity very gentle, very mindful, very soft, gentle, and we very happy. You see, if we do that other time, for example, if we are lay people, we eat, we have lunch with the sangha. You see, we go to the temple, we join retreats, Dhamma summer retreats, winter retreat, spring retreat all the time. We are newcomer, we don't learn basic teaching all the time. We eat with the sangha. Now it's very fast, and I stand up, I say bye, I go. If we lay people, beginner, is okay. But when we are a well-trained disciple of the Buddha, we learn the Dhamma already. The Sangha, maybe they have 30 minutes to eat together with the Sangha. Another time, now we sit together and talk, sometimes practice noble silence, sometimes eating something and sit together. If we have some food to share, I have banana, you have apple, you have another, and share together, it's okay. But we eat with the Sangha, we eat very fast. They adjust around 30 minutes, but only 10 minutes finished, and we stand up and say bye bye. Now you can eat later. I let you. If we say like that, and not good for well-trained disciple. That's why we learn here and we know. Now, okay, beginner. Before I never know. Now until now, now and next time, until next time. Okay, I'm well-trained disciple of the Buddha. I eat something with the Sangha. I have lunch, have dinner, have breakfast. I join the retreat and go somewhere. Now eat with together, talking and share maybe 30 minutes at a time. They stand up together. Why mention about it? Because this we eat together and stand up together, or some more collective energy. It's right. more and more collective energy. If stand up alone, finish eating, stand up and say bye bye all the time, energy become less. Collective energy become less. That's why in this teaching we learn and we know. Okay, now you eat, I eat. Now something you have, you say I have something, I say you. All the time more collective, most collective, more collective energy to for Sangha. That's why we learn and we know. Oh, very happy. Now I am real person. I'm real practitioner. I'm real brother Hilak and brother Pháp Thanh, sister Hành Minh Từ Bi Lạc, cô Diệu Thí, and con Thánh Pháp. You see, and that's why we learn and we know. Very good for us to understand. to learn. Now, every time you stand up or sit down unmindfully, you disturb the whole sangha. You see, you disturb the whole sangha. You don't keep up with the most elementary study. Good, very good. The most elementary study. Not to mention mindful manner in Vietnamese. Ở đoạn kinh văn này nhấn mạnh cho chúng ta mỗi khi mà chúng ta đứng dậy á, ăn xong mà đứng dậy nè, hay là đứng hay ngồi á, mà không có chánh niệm, mất cái chánh niệm đó, không có chánh niệm, thì chúng ta có thể làm quấy rầy cho cái tăng đoàn, làm động chúng đi. Trong tiếng Việt mình gọi là động chúng. Và mình không có theo kịp, mình không có theo kịp cái việc học căn bản nhất. Cái câu này có nghĩa là gì? Mình không có học và thực hành những cái giáo lý căn bản, chẳng hạn như nãy mình nói là giới nè, đạo đức nè, hay là oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày đó, mà thì đừng có đề cập những cái căn bản mà đi đứng á, nằm ngồi mà không có học được, không có thực tập được á, mà đó là những cái việc học căn bản nhất đó, thì mình đừng có bao giờ mình học, mình đừng có đề cập tới cái việc mà oai nghi chánh niệm, những cái thực tập oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày. Quý vị thấy rất là hay trong này tổ dạy đó. Now dear Dhamma sister and brother, you see, the first sentence mentioned about before we are lay people, we are not a well-trained disciple or student of the Buddha. It's okay. We sit unmindfully, we stand up unmindfully. It's okay. But right now we are Dhamma practitioner. We are Dhamma brother and Dhamma sister. Welcome sister Diệu Thi at home. You see, we are if we are lay people, sometimes we eating, we stand up and we sit unmindfully. It's okay. But right now we are well-trained disciple. We are Dhamma practitioner. Something we stand up, something we eat, and we stand up and we sit down. Please remember mindfully. But sometimes we say, I am a student of the Buddha. But sometimes we stand up and sit down unmindfully. Somebody around us, okay, I hear you. You only talking, but practicing maybe not yet. Then they look deeply about deeply as our activity, and they know. Okay, now maybe you say what you say, and I think about you again. You see, but if we practice the Buddha teaching very well, and we stand up, sit down mindfully, many us respect. Many people around us respect us. You see, but if we stand up and sit down unmindfully, maybe in this, if we live with the sangha, maybe we disturb the whole sangha. We disturb the brother and sister who are around us. See, even at home also. Sometimes we say something, we learn and say something about Dhamma of the Buddha to husband, to wife, to loved one. But sometimes only say practice, and loved one, our loved one around us look deeply at us. Okay, now I think your activity. I think your what you do. I think about you. If we do and practice the same way, okay, more respect. That's why here, if we do something wrong or stand up and sit down unmindfully, we will disturb the sangha, the whole sangha. You see, and very good for us to learn and to know. Now here, second, we don't keep up with the most elementary study. Now please don't mention mindful manner. This sentence mentioned about. You see, we have 4 styles of doing daily: walking, lying, sitting, and talking. You see, for đi, đứng, nằm, ngồi, đi, walking, đứng, standing, nằm, lying, ngồi, sitting. You see, for kinds of practice daily. But sometimes here mentioned very good. We don't keep up with the most elementary. You see, elementary study mean standing, walking, lying, and sitting. For this kind of practice, we practice unmindfully. How can we study another one? How can we study mindful manner? How can we study another teaching of the Buddha? That's why I mentioned about. Now please, the Guishan master mentioned, now we are students of the Buddha. Please practice for kind of practice daily. Walking, lying, sitting, and eating, something like that. All the time, now please, mindfully, and then, okay, happy. And next step, mindful manner, the basic teaching, 5 ethical training, the 10 mindfulness practice for you easy. Now your foundation for mental for the basic teaching for foundation for your foundation very strong. Now next step for you easy. That's why we learn and we know. Như vậy chúng ta thấy chúng ta học cái oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày mà chúng ta không có nắm vững, hay là cái chỗ đây nó là the most elementary study á, có nghĩa là đi, đứng, nằm, ngồi á, mà chúng ta không theo kịp, chúng ta không thực hành kịp, thì chúng ta làm sao mà chúng ta học được những cái lời dạy khác của Đức Phật, như là 5 điều đạo đức, 10 cái điều thực tập của giới sa di đó, vân vân. Oh, we have a lot of time. Now, here, maybe one more time. When someone gives you feedback, you see, you don't listen. You see, you only say, I am maybe believe I am a forest or mountain, monk or nuns. Very good. What does that mean? Who will be there to guide and teach the next generation of monks and nuns? Certainly not you. You see, in Vietnamese, thì tổ dạy trong cái đoạn này đó là khi một cái người nào đó mà có cái ý kiến phản hồi mình, hay là cho mình những cái ý kiến trái chiều á, tức là người ta phê bình mình á, cái câu này có nghĩa là gì đó, thì mình không có chịu lắng nghe, mà mình cho rằng á, mình chỉ nói rằng á, mình cho rằng á, tôi là Sơn Tăng. Sơn Tăng có nghĩa là tôi là cái ông thầy monastic monk non, mình có thể nói là tôi là một vị, là cái ông thầy tu núi hay là tu rừng thôi. Cô Diệu Thúy thấy cái này hay không? Cô Từ Bi Lạc đó, ví dụ người ta phê bình mình đó, mình không có học oai nghi chánh niệm hàng ngày á, mà người ta phê bình mình á, thì mình nói là tôi là ông thầy tu núi tu rừng thôi, đừng có phê bình tôi. I am a forest, a mountain monk or nun. Now please, don't rectify, don't debate, don't argue me. Rồi cái điều này có nghĩa là gì? Cái người nào á mà có mặt ở đó mà hướng dẫn là dạy nè, ai đó, cái câu này có nghĩa là ai đó mà hướng dẫn và dạy cho cái thế hệ của tăng ni trẻ, hay là cái lớp trẻ đó, thì chắc chắn không phải là mình rồi. Quý vị thấy tổ dạy rất là hay không? Bởi vì mình không có oai nghi chánh niệm nè, mình không có thực tập nè, mình không có hành trì sao mà mình hướng dẫn cho cái người sau được? Thì câu này nghĩa là gì đó? Now we mention in English. Đổi vậy rất là hay, rất là ý nghĩa. Now, dear Dhamma sister and brother, it's very clear for us. Sometimes, for example, if we don't say I am a good student, we don't say it's okay. But sometimes we say I am a good student, I am a good disciple, I am well-trained disciple, I am well-trained and well-educated people. But sometimes what we do, what we think, what we say, wrong, unmindful. You see, and somebody look deeply at our activity. They think, oh, you only say practice not yet. Somebody say like that. Think about thinking about it all the time. If we recognize ourselves, we think we do something wrong. We say apologize. What I do, what I think, what I say is wrong. I apologize. It's very good. But sometimes we are don't. Most of us never think like that. Never do like that. I do. Somebody give us feedback. You see, and now we don't listen. We say now. Why we say I am wrong? What I wrong? What I wrong? What I do something wrong? Why you say like that? How do you know? Something most of us think about it. But if we are a good person, we recognize, because we are human beings. Something, we are not holy people. What we do, what we think, what we say, something wrong. You see, not perfect. Yeah. Nobody perfect. You see, but somebody give feedback, criticize, argue us. Okay, now what you say about it, something about it, I recognize I'm wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry. You are good. You are a good helper. You show me something not clear. I learn and I practice. I adjust. I transform now. You see, if we understand, oh, very good. But most of us say no. If you say something good, okay. Say some. If you go to me, say something about me not good, and maybe this lunch no food for you. If we don't agree what they say, now maybe trouble. And so this teaching say, if someone give us feedback, we don't listen. You see, this mentioned about like that. And second idea in this paragraph. Now, this very good. You only say I am a forest or mountain monk or none. It's very good. You see, if we do something wrong and somebody give us feedback or say something not good about it, and if we are good and we adjust and transform, it's good, very good for us. If we don't agree with what they show us, instruct us, teach us, give something feedback, we say why you say something about me, how and why and when and where. You see, and now we say, we only say, you see, I am sorry, I am a forest and a mountain monastic person, monastic people person. I am a forest, mountain, Dhamma practitioner. You see, sorry, I don't learn something. I don't learn step by step because I don't have good time to learn with Dhamma brother and sister who are learn the Buddha teaching step by step. But right now, somebody say like that all the time. We don't agree with they giving feedback. We say I am forest, a mountain, monk or not. In this teaching, very not good for us. You see, if we say now something you show me, something you instruct us, instruct me, something very clearly. Now I recognize, I understand. Now very long time, I only learn, but I don't practice. Right now you show me, you instruct me. Now I recognize my activity, and I look deeply at my activity, and now I think I'm wrong. You are right. You are good teacher. You are good helper. I'm very happy. If we understand at that time, we can slowly but very stably we can study. Next step for us to study. This last sentence. Who will be there to guide and teach the next generation of among none? Certainly not you. In this teaching mentioned about because we are sometimes the life age, you see, the secular life. We have a secular life. We are, for example, we are 50 years old right now. But somebody who are young, who are around 20 or 25, but they are young in the Dhamma and young age also. They want to learn the Buddha teaching, learn and practice the Buddha teaching. But if we don't have Dhamma knowledge, we don't practice and learn Dhamma knowledge of the Buddha very well. Another time somebody asks us, we don't have enough Dhamma knowledge to guide and instruct young generation, and how can they follow us? How can they practice something right? Because we do something wrong, and how can they follow us? You see, and if we don't have, we say we are student of the Buddha, but we only recognize ourselves like, oh, I am student of the Buddha, I am disciple of the Buddha, I am a Dhamma practitioner, but we don't learn the Buddha teaching. We don't have enough Dhamma teaching. And then young generation come to us and ask something about brother Pháp Thanh, brother Hy Lạc, sister Hạnh Minh, cô Từ Bạc, Diệu Thí, Thính Pháp, etc. Now, what are the five ethical training? What are the 10 mindfulness of practice? And what the precept? What does precept mean? What the meditation? Can you show me? Can you guide me? We don't have Dhamma knowledge. We don't learn. How can we have duty to guide them step by step? That's why maybe in this teaching mentioned about, maybe in this case somebody asked us, certainly not us. We are parents, right? And some children come, mommy, daddy, please, what is I go to temple, I know no killing, no stealing what is not given, no alcohol, no sex misconduct, right, etc. But if we don't learn and we don't practice the Buddha teaching, we don't have enough knowledge to guide next generation. In this case, another teacher, another people, another Dhamma practitioner, not us. That's why we learn here the Guishan master mentioned about us. Now sometimes we think about us. We are student of the Buddha. We are Dhamma practitioner. Should learn and practice the same way. If we do something well, next generation come to us. Okay, this in my hand. I have duty to guide you. Don't worry. I have strong and deeply confident in the Dhamma of the Buddha. Don't worry. Come here. What I say, what I think, what I practice, the same way. I say no playing beer, no casino. I say, but I practice. I never go casino. And now some young generation come to us. Oh, brother and sister, very well. I'm very happy. If we don't learn the Buddha teaching, and they come to us, they ask us, maybe another teacher, another person who become a teacher, not us who become a teacher, you see. That's why we learn step by step, simple, but very, very practical, very stable. Then we learn today. Okay, now today we only study like that, enough. And maybe next time we study another. Thank you for your learning and listening and discussion now right now for us to welcome. We would like to invite Brother Hilak who give more joy to share the Dharma when we study here. Now we would like to invite Brother Hilak to say something. Dạ mời Hilak.
Well, thank you for inviting me first. I have so many thoughts. It's a great teaching tonight, and I guess I'm going to touch on maybe 2 points, although there were many more that I was thinking about through your teaching, and thank you. The first one is building the foundation, right? And you're talking about the foundation. You have to start here, and you know, I'm new to the Dharma, I'm new to the teachings, you know, and it was something that Brother Pop Tan said a while back, and he emboldened my confidence in studying the Dharma, because he said, you know, to be a good Buddhist, all you need to know is the basic teachings and the precepts, and you can still be a good Buddhist. Which I thought that was excellent, because like in my mind, Buddhism is very challenging, because like I've read something about it, and it's so much, and there's so many things about Buddha and about the universe and about other realms and about all this stuff, right? But Brother Pap Tan gave me the confidence to start right here in my foundation by saying that, and he. You know, because I've been reading Thich Nhat Hanh's book. That's the only thing I've had, and he assured me that I was on the right path, just learning the basic things, right? And I feel like I'm doing the right thing, building my foundation. So I thank you, brother, and I thank you all, Sangha, for talking and giving all your input, you know, to teach me and whatever. So that's brilliant. The other thing about being a mountain monk, it's such a great term. It would be a great song, a great title for a band. If I ever started a Buddhist monk band called Mountain Monk, right? And we could just rock it, right? And that was my first thought, but. It's so funny, and I've had discussions with my friends growing up that I think I have some friends who have a Buddhist kind of, you know, philosophy, because we're good friends, and we've talked before that we've always said no one is better than us, and no one is worse than us, right? And you can learn from everybody. And, you know, they teach us in Buddhism that everybody has the spark of Buddha in them, right? You too can become a Buddha. And that's what I've learned along the way, and talked to my friends who are close, that I have close talks with. And that thing, it's like, there's nobody that is a mountain monk, okay? Because we are all striving for the Buddha within us and the divinity of that to become a Buddha. And maybe we're at different levels, yeah, you know, but that's why we have a Sangha to raise us all up, and this is my beautiful Sangha. So those are my couple thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Today, very lucky for you to learn the Dharma together. That's why you have more Dharma knowledge. We hope in the future, if young generation who are beginner in the Dharma, it's very easy for you to guide them step by step. Yes, thank you, Brother Hilak. Now we would like to invite, before cô Diệu Thí translate main idea from Brother Hilak, we would like to invite my brother Pháp Thanh to say something about our study.
Nam Mô Thầy, Nam Mô Buddhaya. Thank you, Hilak, for all your good information and your viewpoint on this. Very, very good. And you spoke on what I wanted to talk about. The very last part with the mountain monk or the forest monk. The part that got me was he's speaking here about using the core principles, so the fundamental teachings and mindful manners as a way to train the mind and train the body first. As Thai said, learn the basics before you want to learn. Don't build the roof, before you even have a foundation or the first floor. And then I think Master Guishan here, he ended it perfectly with a joke. Basically, you don't want to learn manners? What does that mean? Say, well, I don't want to learn manners because I'm a monk that lives in a mountain or I live in the woods. And he's like, what does that even mean? You know what? When the next generation looks for a teacher, you can guarantee they're not going to come look for you in a mountain because you don't have the core principles or the manners, the mindful manners. So I like how he ends it kind of with a... He was very directed to the point, but he still wanted to teach you in a good way, in an engaging way. So I actually like this teaching, so thank you.
Thank you, Brother Pháp Thanh. You do agree with Brother Hilak and mention about I am a forest, a mountain, monk, a nun. Sometimes somebody say like that, other time lazy study, lazy to study the Dharma of the Buddha, and then sometimes say like that. Okay, now we would like to invite cô Diệu Thí to translate main idea from Brother Hilak and Pháp Thanh, and then cô Hạnh Minh and cô Diệu Thí say now, please, cô Diệu Thí.
Con cảm ơn thầy. Hilak có đang nói đến hai điều. Là thứ nhất đó là mình phải có cái căn bản. Thì chú Pháp Thanh có một lần là chú Pháp Thanh có Hilak có nhờ chú Pháp Thanh là chỉ cho giúp đỡ cho cái Hilak là để mà học cái căn bản đó. Tại vì có một lần là Hilak đã đọc một cuốn sách mà rất là cao mà Hilak không có hiểu, nên chú Pháp Thanh mới nói là mình nên học những căn bản trước. Thì Hilak nghe lời và đã đọc những cái cuốn sách mà Pháp Thanh hướng dẫn của thầy Thích Nhất Hạnh. Thì đó là những sách nói về cái căn bản của trong cái đời sống tu tập của hàng ngày của mình. Rồi có một điều nữa là Hilak có nói đến những ngày thầy tu mà sống ở trong rừng, những tăng ở trong rừng đó, thì Hilak có nói là mai mốt nếu mà có lập cái ban nhạc á thì sẽ lấy cái tên đó ban nhạc cho chùa. Thì Hilak có nói chuyện với những người bạn của Hilak á là không có ai tốt hơn ai hết trơn, mà cũng không ai xấu hơn ai hết, mà chỉ mình chung với nhau để mà mình học tập với nhau để mà mình tiến thân. Thì vì trong thật là ở trong tất cả mọi người, ra mình không có hơn ai mà cũng không thua ai hết. Đó là cái ý của Hilak. Thì chú Pháp Thanh có nói là những cái gì mà chú Pháp Thanh muốn nói thì Hilak đã nói hết trơn rồi, nhưng mà chú cũng có nói về một ít về cũng như là cái căn bản để mà cái cuộc sống trong cái thiền tu, cái đời sống của những tu sĩ hàng ngày, thì cũng như là những cái uy nghi hàng ngày đó thì mình phải có. Rồi chú cũng có nói là thầy Guishan rất là khi mà thầy dạy thì thầy dạy rất là trực tiếp tới cái vấn đề mà thầy muốn dạy. Thì cũng như là thầy cũng có là có nhiều cách để mà dạy, một cách là nói là những cái người mà ở tu ở trong rừng á, mà không có một cái uy nghi nào hết á, thì những người đó sẽ không phải là người dạy những tăng chúng về sau. Đó là hai cái ý của chú Pháp Thanh và quý nhà. Cảm ơn thầy. Thì con cũng có muốn xin một nói chút xíu nữa là con thấy là cái mindful manners nó ở tất cả mọi nơi, là chỗ nào mình đi mình cũng thấy gặp hết trơn. Mà con thấy nếu như mà với con thì nếu mà con tập được cái manners, cái mindful manners đó, là con rất là sung sướng rồi, con rất là tốt rồi, rất là tốt với con rồi. Nếu mà con áp dụng được những cái điều đó, nó quá hay đi, và nó cũng rất là thực tế, không có cái gì gọi là không đáng đọc hết trơn. Con thấy rất là hay. Và ở trong này thì cũng có nói đến cái vấn đề mà nếu mà mình không biết thì mình nên hỏi. Thì con thấy cái câu đó rất là hay. Bởi vì nếu mà mình đi lạc mà mình không có hỏi thì mình vẫn cứ đi lạc hoài thôi, mình không có tìm đường để mình ra. Thành ra một khi mà mình hỏi, mà trong này thầy còn nhấn mạnh đến là hỏi những người già hơn mình, những người có tuổi hơn mình, thì con thấy đó là một cái câu rất là hay, là mình có thể học được những cái mà cái kinh nghiệm, cái tốt của những người đã đi qua cái kinh nghiệm tốt của họ, thì con thấy cái đó rất là tốt. Như con nói hồi nãy là mình đi lạc mà mình không hỏi thì mình cứ đi lạc hoài thôi, mình không biết đường đi nào đi ra cả, thành ra phải hỏi. Và cái này thầy cũng nhấn mạnh đến cái vấn đề mà mình nên nói chuyện với nhau để mà mình có thể hiểu nhau hơn. Thì con thấy cái đó thầy rất là như là cho cái đời sống hiện tại là mình phải nói chuyện với nhau để mà mình hiểu nhau hơn. Cái đó là hai cái ý mà con muốn nói. I just want to translate a little bit about what I just shared with the center. I do agree with Chú Pháp Thanh and Hila regarding the manners, the mindful manners. We see it everywhere, and I think that, to me, if I can practice those manners, I'm very happy. It's lucky, that I can practice those. And then Master Guishan, he also mentioned about the communication, that if we don't know something, we have to ask. And then if you travel and you're lost, and if you don't ask, you cannot find a way to go out. Before now we have Google, we have Map, so we still have to ask, right? We have to ask the machine, the phone to take us out. So we still have to communicate one way or another, to the people or to the machine. So we have to find a way to get out of that. And then one thing about you mentioned about asking if you don't know something, you have to ask the elderly people. I think that's a very good idea, because we know that the elderly, we can learn wisdom from them. So when we talk to them, we're looking for the wisdom. So I think that's one way to learn more, to ask and then to practice Buddha teachings. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Cô Du Thí, so much for your translate and for your sharing the Dhamma. Now we would like to invite cô Từ Vi Lạc before Sister Anh Minh. Mời cô Từ Vi Lạc nói một ý hay gì đó của học hôm nay nha. Dạ, mời cô mở cái microphone ra.
Dạ, thưa thầy, con rất là đồng ý với cô Diệu Thí này. Khi mà chúng ta đúng cách á, thì mình nên thỉnh cầu những vị trưởng lão để chỉ dạy lại cho mình giỏi hơn. Chứ mình đừng có nghĩ rằng mình đã hay, đã giỏi rồi mà không cần ai hết, thì cái đó không đúng hả? Con chỉ biết vậy thôi.
Dạ, cảm ơn cô Từ Bì Lạc. Hôm nay cô bỏ thêm chút đường cho cô Diệu Thí, làm cô Diệu Thí vui. Nào mời cô Diệu Thí translate main idea from cô Từ Bì Lạc.
Dạ, cảm ơn thầy. She mentioned about the mindfulness manners, you know, and if we don't know something, we need to ask, especially with the elderly. So we need help, and then we need to ask. That's the main idea.
Yes. Cô Từ Bì Lạc today give cô Diệu Thí some sugar. And then agree with us together. Now we would like to invite Sister Hạnh to say something main idea from our study today.
Namo Buddhaya, dear Master, brothers and sisters. Thank you for your explaining for the mountain monk. You know, before I thought the mountain monk is a good practicing. The mountain, I think, you know, when I study in the Himalaya, Buddha always say, go to the forest and sitting alone and looking deeply in our mind and to practice meditation. And so I think the mountain monk, it means the mountain, it means very practice, good practitioner. But in this case, mountain monk is mean they just refuse everything about the mindfulness manners. You know, when I had the retreat of the Vipassana 10 days ago, and Master Guishan is a very good master. He used the mindfulness for everywhere, for every practicing. And in this Vipassana, we study about the meditation, and we look deeply in our manner. We keep mindfulness in our action, for walking, standing, sitting, lying. And when we walk, you know, raise our foot, then stand, eating. And when we eating in the gentle manner, even we use the mental spoon or the plastic spoon. So we make everything very inside. No talking, no making noise in every action. So I think mindfulness manner is very good, and I agree on your ideas, and your ideas is very good, and I can understand more about this. Thank you so much. Dạ, Nam Mô Di Đà Phật. Con xin nói vài chút tiếng Việt để cô Từ Bi là lúc con nói gì. Dạ, ngày xưa thì con cứ nghĩ mountain monk tức là sơn tăng, và con cứ nghĩ là sơn tăng là vì là người ta hay nói là tôi là sơn tăng, có nghĩa là một người mà tu mà là tu rất là giỏi ở trên núi, có nghĩa là khi mà một người mà tu ở mấy chỗ A La Nhã, trong kinh Đức Phật hay nói là đi vào rừng rồi ngồi xuống yên lặng và mình tu tĩnh tâm, thời đó là người tu rất là giỏi trong rừng. Nhưng mà trong cái trường hợp này á, nếu mà mình tự xưng mình là người núi, người tu ở núi, có nghĩa là mình từ chối mình bác bỏ đi những cái oai nghi là những hành động oai nghi chánh niệm, thì đó thì nó là một cái nghĩa khác nữa. Thì trong cái 10 ngày mà con tu thiền Vipassana, tức là thiền sắc tuệ, thì con thấy là cái ngài khen ngài Nhất Hạnh á, tức là cái Nhất Hạnh đã làm sống lại cái kinh của Phật tứ niệm xứ là bằng cái chánh niệm, tức là mindfulness, tức là làm việc gì cũng trong cái chánh niệm. Thì chúng con có học đó là chúng con phải là đi đứng nằm ngồi đều phải trong chánh niệm, và khi mà bước chân lên khi mà bước chân đi thôi á, là phải nhớ là raise our foot then step, tức là dỡ chân lên rồi đạp xuống, mà rất là nhẹ nhàng. Ăn thì cũng ăn trong nhẹ nhàng, dù là dùng cái muỗng nhựa hay là muỗng sắt gì đó cũng không có được gõ nó kêu ở trong cái bát. Thành ra con nghĩ là đây cái lời của ngài Guishan rất là hay, dạy cho chúng con để thực tập được những cái gọi là chánh niệm, thiền trong chánh niệm. Nam mô Di Đà.
Dear Dhamma sister, brother, today before we stop, I would like to say one thing. Today, do you see the picture behind brother Pháp Thanh? Pháp Thanh, we study now. We say, this mention, you only say, I am a forest or mountain monk. Brother Pháp Thanh follow the sister Hạnh Minh sharing the Dhamma. The mountain monk means the monk who are the monastic people who practice noble silence, practice something mindfully, right? And brother Pháp Thanh, sometimes you can say, I am a mountain monk now. Bây giờ đại chúng ta hết giờ rồi. Now the time for us to over. But one sister, our brother, we don't know. Con xin tính pháp mean I would like to listen in the Dhamma. You see, she say, he or she say, the person say, now before we end, we sing one song here and now. Okay, now we can say next time maybe brother Pháp Thanh he like. Now I would like to sing a song before we end, huh? Here and now we rock it together. Maybe follow me together. Here and now we rock it together. Our happy life we live in happy and joy. Body and mind we live in harmony. Present moment we live so happily. Present moment we live so happily. Bây giờ đây ta tu học cùng nhau. Cuộc đời hạnh phúc ta an lạc thành tươi. Thân với tâm chánh niệm ta sống vui trong lúc hòa. Phút giây hiện tại ta sống nhau cho thật vui. Phút giây hiện tại ta sống nhau cho thật vui. Phút giây hiện tại ta sống nhau cho thật vui. I hope next time maybe brother Pháp Thanh sing this song in Vietnamese. Brother Hy Lạc follow brother Pháp Thanh. Okay, thank you brother and sister for your learning and Dhamma discussion together today. We are very happy to learn together and to study together. And right now, before the end, and say bye bye and good night. And I would like to open the music, Dhamma music, and then we go. Okay. Dạ, chào cô Như Thúy từ Hy Lạp, Hạnh Minh, brother Pháp Thanh, Hy Lạp, and Thính Pháp.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.